Kendrick is the one of this generation.
Not like us galvanized California. It might go down as, I personally think it's the hottest song of this year.
People are getting shot in real life that you could genuinely argue is tied to the string of songs and the things that are being said throughout the music.
I looked at that Cassie video, and the first thing I said to myself was, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
And hip hop is black music. I don't care what anybody says. We understand it's gone global. I'm not sitting here saying, I'm not Dr. Umar with it and saying, yo, if you're white, you can't be one of the greatest. I will never say something ignorant and stupid like that.
Yo. We are the Levi's Wise Guys.
Check out the full podcast. Link below.
Yo. We are the Levi's Wise Guys. Your boy Uchay. Got my boy
QD for Sheezy. It's way too easy, aka RGM Easy, the owner of RGM Easy.
Shout out to the gang. If you're new here, stay a while. And
Free Thugger, by the way. Beautiful, breezy.
Free Mr. Thug himself.
Beautiful, breezy girls or whatever.
This episode is not sponsored by YSL Records.
That's true.
It's not. But the new Gunna album is.
No, the hell it's not.
Yes, it is.
Nigga, they gotta open the paycheck.
Brother, that's not true. But let's get to it.
Send me the payola.
Hey, listen, if you're new here, stay a while. And if you've been here before, stay even longer. As you guys know, we wanna really thank everyone who tuned into our last episode. Shout out to Imani from the Joe Budden podcast. That was a really, really dope episode.
It was.
Really dope episode.
You know, we got to go to New York City, the best city in the world.
Yes, we did.
I always say.
The Mecca.
The Mecca.
Yes.
You know, shout out to WTF Studios also.
Shout out to them
showing us
for
love.
hosting us.
Always feel comfortable there, man.
That's the second home.
Always
second
feel
home,
comfortable.
man. No, but that was a really dope episode. We got to talk about a lot of stuff, man. And I feel like we could have got into so much more.
Oh, yeah.
That we didn't even get a chance to. And it was probably by design because that whole Kendrick beef ended up kicking off more. What, like a couple days after we recorded?
Yep.
So anyway, shout out to everybody who checked that out. If you haven't done so, make sure after this episode you go to our page, our channel, our Spotify, wherever you listen to our podcast. Go check out that last episode. Go support Imani too, man. He's a really dope addition to the Joe Budden podcast.
For sure.
We hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Now, Q, how you doing, man? You good?
I'm good.
You good?
Man. I'm good.
Me too.
I'm good. Got a fresh haircut.
Yeah.
You know, I was told the other day I'm the best looking person in the world. So, you know, thank you.
Who lied to you, bro? Yo, they lying, bro. They lying?
They lied. They lied.
They lied.
Just like this guy is lying on the studio.
Yo, so it reminds me of that soundbite from Funkmaster Fresh. He lied. Have you heard that shit?
Yeah, I did.
He lied.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Talking about Tupac. That's what we should actually be saying about
That's
Diddy.
crazy.
And we're going to get to that because I feel like Diddy might have did some lying. You feel me? But this is episode 166.
166.
Y'all make sure to like this episode if you're watching this on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube as well. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you guys get your podcasts. And make sure you guys follow us on the gram and every other platform too. We going up. Our platforms are going up. We want to make sure y'all are part of our community as we do that.
Yes, sir.
And bear with my voice, man. I did a lot of shouting last night. You know what I'm saying? Pause. And, you know, we were at a bar.
Yeah.
We were at a bar and
met a cool dude there.
Cool guy. Man, it was guy for the military.
Just had to shout.
Yeah, we had to really cut through with the noise and all of that. So bear with me. If my voice goes out, it is what it is. You're going to have to take care.
I can't.
You
tell
got to
the
drop
difference.
60 today, dog.
I can't tell the difference.
Drop 60 today.
Yeah, I can do it. Big body Quincy, you know, they call me.
Hey, pause. It's like, nah, I'm fucking with you. All right. On this episode, actually, you know what? Before we get to that, damn, I forgot how to do this show. Q, let's do some announcements, and then we'll go to the topics.
Yes, sir.
What you got?
Check out ratingsgamemusic.com. The greatest music site on the globe. We're going up. Apparently, we are apparently we are a Submit Hub alternative. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Brother, don't disclose.
Sorry. One of Submit Hub's biggest competitors, apparently.
Hey,
I don't know how that happened. But we got reviews for Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish dropped the album called Hit Me Hard and Soft. I'm going to just tell you guys right now, I usually don't like to, play spoiler on here, but I gave the album an A. So fantastic album. Billie Eilish killed it.
Yeah.
A Boogie with the Hoodie dropped an album also.
How was that?
Better start something better, but it was okay. You know, typical A Boogie, typical A Boogie with the Hoodie. And then also Rhapsody dropped an album, which I thought was pretty good. And then there was a single by Saweetie. I don't know if you heard that.
I
called
didn't.
Nani.
I saw her freestyling in some car. Is that the song?
I don't know. But I know she dropped a single called Nani.
Did she address Quavo and Chris Brown? That's all I care about.
I didn't really pay attention to the lyrics. It's more than likely another cool club hit. So check out ratingsgamemusic.com, the best music site on the globe for your song, album reviews, and top 5 lists.
Y'all see the hoodie? Shoot, merch coming soon, I think.
Yes, sir.
We'll have to talk to the bosses and see if we can make that happen.
This is the Louis Vuitton edition.
Louis Vuitton. That's the Louis collab.
$7,000.
This is the RGM.
Come get RGM's legacy up out of my house.
Yo, anyway. Yeah. RGM, ratingsgamemusic.com. Y'all make sure to tap in ASAP. Also, tap into the best indie playlist, I should say, on the planet right now. I know everybody has a playlist. We get it. We're not the only ones to have one. But Zero Skips is one y'all need to really tap into. We feature a lot of talent from across the globe, people from different genres. It's a real multi-genre experience. I think you guys would like it. And so if you're an artist out there who wants to get on the dope playlist, y'all make sure to hit our email, DM us, get in contact with us. We do take submissions, and your song might end up on the playlist.
Yes, sir.
Link in the description for that is going up in stores now on Spotify. Let's get it.
What store? Target?
Spotify.
Oh, Spotify. Spotify ain't no damn store. Or is it?
In 2024 it is.
Store?
In stores, bro.
Oh, okay.
What you mean? You know how people, artists back in the day, my album's in stores.
Yeah.
It's on Spotify.
Okay, cool.
In stores now. Let's get it. Now, on this episode, we're going to be talking about a lot, guys. I ain't going to lie. We got a lot to cover. We missed all of the beef talk for the last 3 weeks. And it's probably a good thing, because maybe it's a good thing that we didn't talk about it in real time. We probably would have stepped on a lot of our takes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We've been able to hear everything, and now we can come back with some fresh ears and give you guys our takeaways. Yep. But so we're obviously going to be talking about the Drake-Kendrick beef. We're going to be talking about takeaways. We're going to be talking about the top 5 diss songs from all the songs that were released back and forth. Mm-hmm. We're also going to get into did the beef go too far? Did it go too far, guys? We heard all of the allegations. All of them were said. Drake with the pedo allegations that Kendrick made. We got domestic violence allegations. We got people really getting shot in real life.
People wanting to be white. Alec, that was weird. But anyway.
We got a lot of stuff that happened. So anyway, we're going to talk about, did the beef go too far? Also, we're going to get into this new bombshell video that just came out about Diddy and his assault against Cassie. Mm-hmm. Very delicate situation and topic. We're going to try to give you guys our mature, unfiltered takes on this situation, man. And then also, we're going to get into, what's the last topic? Is there a disconnect between music critics and music fans? Is there a disconnect? Do critics act holier than thou sometimes?
Ooh, you go.
Do they miss the mark?
Bars.
Do they miss the mark on how to evaluate rap music? I don't know, guys, but it's possible. Well, we're gonna dive into that discussion. I think that's gonna be a really, really good one. Mm-hmm. But first, we have to talk about this Kendrick Lamar Drake battle that has been ongoing, and at this point, it's probably concluded. We think, right? Is it safe to say?
Actually, Kendrick may drop again.
Okay, all right. So
you never know.
It's so funny. We got a total of about 10 songs out of this that were traded back and forth,
and 7 of them came within like 48 hours.
Man, we got a lot of these guys delivered. I want to say this first and foremost. Can we give Drake and Kendrick a round of applause? I actually think that they deserve a lot of credit for putting on a very entertaining battle. These are 2 of the biggest titans in the game this generation has seen, and I think they over-delivered, actually. I think they over-delivered. So without getting into too much, Q, let's start this off. What's your biggest takeaway from the battle And then we'll get into some of the other details after that.
Biggest takeaway from the battle. Before the battle started, there was something that a lot of people said. It's just rap. How many times did you hear that? It's just rap, guys.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't lead to violence, everything's going to be okay.
Yep.
It got violent. It got as close to violent as it can get. Not physical, but, there were some threats. Like you said, there were some serious allegations. And family members were brought up. I don't think there is a such thing as a just pure rap battle. I borderline disagree with you where you say the battle was great. I borderline disagree with you. I think from a rapping standpoint, they delivered, like in terms of their punchlines, in terms of their output. They delivered, but I wasn't a huge fan of like the super duper personal digs. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, the pedophile claims and the abuse, it just got ugly. It got messy and ugly. Let's just start over.
No, it's cool. Look.
Okay.
It's all
It got ugly and messy. So I mean, for me, that's the biggest thing. I no longer think a rap battle can just stay to rap anymore. You know what I mean? But I mean, it was still a very good battle. But I really wish, I really wish we stayed in that push-ups euphoria pocket. I think it would have been a great over-delivery battle if we stayed in that push-ups. Just, he just a little slight dig here, but like actual clever, like keeping it at the record label level, keeping it at the rap level. If we kept it like that, I think I would have liked it a lot. But it got really ugly to me.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie.
I feel you on that. I get where you're coming from, too. Look, I say I think they over-delivered. And before I get into that, dog, my biggest takeaway is that Kendrick is the one of this generation. He's the one. Like, he's not the two. He's not the three. When he said, ain't no big three, it's just me, he was right. I'm not saying that he doesn't have peers. We get like there's other guys, Drake and Cole have always been, they're all in the same bucket. But I do think he was onto something, and he proved on this battle that he was really like that. He really proved it. And so he shut me up, man, because I came into the battle thinking that, he had a lot to prove because we've never seen him in a battle. And it's not to say he wasn't capable, like he couldn't do it. It's more of, I like to be on the, if I'm going to compare somebody who's never done it versus somebody who I have seen in battle, win or lose, I'm usually going to give the person who I've seen the nod. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I needed to see more from Kendrick, and dog, he just over-delivered to me. I do see what you're saying. I do see where you're coming from. Things did go a bit far, and we're going to get to that because that's actually one of the topics.
For sure.
But like, yeah, man, like, and also the culture won, man. Bro, we got
new Kendrick.
Bro, we got spin-off beefs.
What did J. Cole say? J. Cole say you only drop every once in a while.
30 months
He
or something.
dropped 3 new. That's the thing that slept on. We got 3 or 4 new Kendrick songs.
Hey, yo,
he
dog.
never dropped.
Hey, brother.
But
it's so funny. On Drake on the Hard Part 6 literally said at the end when he was ranting and talking, he said, "Yo, I'm glad I could inspire you to drop more."
Yeah, exactly.
A part of that was true.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Drake did lose. I mean, but still, like a part of Drake's, he did push Kendrick and gave us more Kendrick music, which I thought was dope.
Yeah.
#1 records that came out of this, hella Billboard songs on both sides. Streams is up. You got reactors on YouTube going crazy. There's a bunch of dope stuff that has happened.
For sure.
Of course, you take away the violence and the people getting shot. Okay, that's one thing, and I do think that goes a bit too far. Not a bit, way too far than it needs to. But there was a lot of good stuff that came out of it too.
It pumped life into hip hop. I've said this for years. I think hip hop is at its lowest point, not because the music is bad, but I just don't think it moves the needle like it used to. It pumps some well-needed life into hip hop. But I will say this.
Sure.
I think the consensus, like we were talking earlier, is that Kendrick won this, right?
Yes.
The consensus is Kendrick won this battle with Drake.
Correct.
But we need to applaud Drake.
Yes.
Like, let's make sure we applaud Drake here because you know what a lot of people were saying these last couple of months? Drake's a pop star. Can we stop that? Can we put that to bed now? Drake's performances on push-ups, tailor-made freestyle, Family Matters was top-notch rapping. And the thing is, you know, with hip-hop, a lot of times, hip-hop is similar to boxing. You know the term they use in boxing? Styles make fights. Drake was ready to go at any style of hip-hop to, you know, win this battle against Kendrick. He, on one song, Family Matters, had club banger, had drill, and had like whatever the hell you want to call that third thing that was freaking amazing. Like this whole notion that Drake is a pop, stop it. Drake is a top-notch rapper that held his own against arguably the greatest rapper that is out right now.
Look, I love that you said that.
what I mean?
I love that you said that, and I will say for anybody who like truly been following Drake, we knew this already.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
for sure.
this has never been a real question among people who really respect what Drake does lyrically when he actually does rap. I think that what you're talking to the people like most deaf.
Yeah, I mean,
you're talking to the people who
it's-
like to
I mean, but
discredit
even
Drake, right?
Kendrick said it. Kendrick said, you know, how to pop star, tuck a pop star tell or whatever. Like, it's an insult people use. I get it. It's a, you know, you're just rapping. It's an insult you use to, you know, just kind of like poke at them. But
Yep.
at the end of the day, like, you're not waiting what a pop star is going to say next.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look.
You was hyped to see what his response was going to be.
I'm gonna,
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say this.
Because you knew he would meet the challenge.
Facts. I'm gonna say this too. This last thing on this. My other really, really big takeaway, and it's probably number one. I'm not gonna lie. Is the fact that I truly believe lyricism has made a resurgence. Right? Like, I get it in a battle. People are going back and forth. They're saying things. You got to use metaphors. You got to be clever. There's been so many dope schemes that have been thrown into this battle by both Kendrick and Drake. And I'm seeing people reading lyrics. I'm seeing people breaking down meanings.
Yep.
That is something that has been missing, I believe, in hip hop at the highest level. That I think that they're bringing back. They're really showing at the high level. We really do care about lyrics.
From a rap
we really do.
standpoint, it was an A+.
Yeah.
Which I think this is a good segue for the next topic.
Let's get it.
So now that we kind of gave our first initial, you know, thoughts on the conclusion of the Kendrick versus Drake beef, we can break down all the songs we heard. So I believe you mentioned what, 10? But
There's
I
10.
think it's about, is it 10?
I'll give you the list. I'll run it down in
All right.
chronological
Name
order.
Name them. Yeah.
And by the way, I
In
have
chronological order,
I have
yeah.
to say, I'm starting from beginning of the beef to
Do
the
you
end.
count like that?
Of course I do.
I don't
do.
count like that.
I actually count first person shooter.
I
The
don't.
only reason,
You count. No
the
wonder
reason-
you got 10. I was
The
like,
reason
how
why I
you got
count
10?
first person shooter is because it was referencing like that. Well, Kendrick,
Okay.
the big three. Like, I feel like a lot of these are all connected in a sense.
Okay. So if that's the case,
You see what I'm saying?
My top 5 is all over the place. But if you want to add like that to the top 5,
Yeah.
but okay, let's do it.
But I'll go down the list.
Go ahead.
First person shooter, I count it. Maybe you guys don't.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
That's 2.
Fair.
Followed by push ups. Followed by tailor made freestyle. Then we got Euphoria. Then we got 616 in LA. Or was it the other way around?
616 in LA
Came first, right?
Yeah.
And then it was Euphoria, right?
No. 616 in LA came after Euphoria.
That's what I thought. Okay. Got a little confused there. And then Family Matters, right? Then we got Meet the Grams, followed by Not Like Us, followed off by The Heart Part 6.
And then the game versus Rick Ross.
I don't count that stupid shit. Because if you want to count that, we got to count Ross going at Drake champagne
I'm just
champagne
joking.
moments.
I'm just playing.
We got to count Chris Brown and Quavo.
JT versus Sukiyana.
Yeah, we got to count all types of dumb shit, you know?
So you want me to go first with the top 5?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a 5.
So
From
so
5
here's
to 1, right?
I want to preface. Can we get the rules first? So
Let's do it.
is this the best song, or is it the most effective diss record? Which one is the list? Top 5 most effective diss record, or top 5 best songs? Because I think you do those. There's 2 completely different lists there. in my opinion.
I think we gotta go the best songs.
Okay.
But to me, part of best includes effectiveness.
Okay.
So like it
just a
has to be
mix.
part of that. It has
Okay.
the effectiveness,
Just
the
a
song.
mix.
Yeah, it has to be a little mix.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
try to use both to come up with the list.
Okay. So initially when I did, because I did a top 5 list on RGM, I did not include Like That. I did not include First Person Shooter. But
And maybe
I'm
you know
gonna
what
include
for
Like
our
That.
list, let's not for the. I just wanted to do the rundown of all the songs that dropped.
Yeah,
but maybe for our list,
For our
we
list,
don't include
just the
First Person
direct
Shooter
diss.
or
Okay,
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
First, the direct disses. Okay, if that's the case, for me, number 5 was Meet the Grams. I thought from an effective standpoint, it's really where the pedophile claims really took, it launched with Meet the Grams. I think he may have mentioned it in 616 LA, but in Meet the Grams, it was like, yo, okay, this guy really thinks he's sick. And then he dropped the line about like, I think you should die, like Harvey Weinstein. Like, it was like, okay, this is nasty. Like, I was actually scared. I was in my hotel room listening to the beat, which is by The Alchemist.
Yes,
which is very interesting.
is,
People
it
got to
is.
realize that, wow, he attached his name to that. But Meet the Grams, yeah, scary ass song. Number 4 for me is Push Ups. I think Push Ups, even though it's 20v1, effective, fun, great rapping,
Yep.
unbelievable punchlines. Really is what took the beef to the next level. Because Like That was just little shots, but then Push Ups, elevated the beef to another level. So Push Ups is 4 for me. 3, Euphoria.
Okay.
It's funny, when I texted you the first time Euphoria came out, I was like, I don't like this song. Then you listen to it again, you're like, I like it more. You listen to it again, I like it a lot. And now I was like, this joint's amazing.
It's fire.
But Euphoria, I thought that was the best version of Kendrick.
Yeah.
That right there is the version of Kendrick that we deserve in America.
in the world.
In
the world, Craig.
In the world, Craig.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We deserve that version of Kendrick.
Agreed.
I am willing to pay money to hear that version of Kendrick, Euphoria. Number 2, Family Matters.
Okay.
Family Matters to me is the best song. Musically, is the best song on this list. Musically. Drake used 3 different flows, 3 different beats, and was just handing out ass whippings, not only to Kendrick Lamar, but like A$AP Rocky, Rick Ross, just like handing them out. Like, it was very impressive. Very enjoyable.
I would use the word belt to ass.
Belt.
It was a belt to ass display.
Like, man, in several different ways. So Family Matters is 2. And then number 1, Not Like Us.
Okay.
Not Like Us is a club banger. Not Like Us will go down as one of the greatest diss records of all time. Right now, if you were to do a list, it's probably in the top 5 greatest diss records of all time.
Yo.
Not Like Us
Yo.
galvanized California. Not Like Us is being played at baseball games and in every club everywhere. Not Like Us is it might go down as, I personally think it's the hottest song of this year.
Look,
The hottest song,
it debuted at 1, right?
hip hop or pop.
It debuted at 1.
This might be the hottest song of the year. So that's my top 5.
I like the list. I like the list. We got a lot of overlap.
For sure.
Matter of fact, most of ours are the same. We have one that's different. I'll start. My number 5, to me, it goes to Tailor Made Freestyle. I told you this yesterday.
A lot of people don't like Taylor
Listen,
Made Freestyle.
I get it, guys. I get it.
People.
I get it. It rubbed you the wrong way, and it did to me too. I'm not gonna front. I thought it was a bit distasteful in what he did with Tupac. Kendrick makes good points saying, yo, Pac's rolling in his grave. I get the sentiment. I get it. But y'all not going to sit here and tell me that it wasn't a creative approach. It wasn't very well executed on record. Lyrically, he used 3 different perspectives and then concluded the song with himself. I just thought at the time, right? Again, hindsight's 2020. So we can all right now say, oh man, that shit was trash. I thought in the moment it was fire. I thought it did exactly what it was needed to do. He tried to get Kendrick to, out of the cubby hole, get him to come out and diss him. Kendrick ultimately ended up winning. I think that's number 5. I really do.
Okay.
Meet the Grams is dope. I think it was more effective at the end of the day, but as a song overall, I got Tailor Made. I really do. And number 4 through 1. Listen, I'm not gonna repeat a lot of things that you did. Number 4 for me is Euphoria. I loved it. I loved the
4.
Sorry, Push-Ups, my bad. Push-Ups is number 4.
about to say.
Excuse me. Push-Ups, no, you said earlier Family Matters is the best song. I think that Push-Ups was the most entertaining song. One of the most entertaining.
I agree.
Behind Not Like Us, Push-Ups
agree.
is probably the second most entertaining song of this whole beef.
I agree.
That's where Drake's quotables came from, his carefreeness. He was really popping his shit. Like, he was really talking, you know?
I agree.
And number 3 is Euphoria. Love the dynamic between the way it built up in the beginning, him kind of like lulling you to sleep, and then him just spazzing on you at the end. I thought it was dope. Second to me, Family Matters, bro. That third part of that song,
Legendary.
Chef's kiss.
Legendary.
You know that Kendrick just opened his mouth.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna hand him my Grammy right now. Every bar was effective.
Legendary.
That boy did not waste a bar on that last part. Had some questionable lines that ended up coming back to bite Drake. You know, about the slave. You know what I'm saying? You always rapping like you're trying to free the slaves.
Yeah.
Kendrick kind of used that as ammunition, calling him a colonizer. Like it was. He didn't do himself a lot of justice. But to me, number 1 song got to be Not Like Us. I think it's obvious. I think what that song did, first off, it's a hit. We get it. Really dope quotables, uniting the West, everything like you said. But yo, more importantly, you know what Kendrick did that Drake didn't do? Kendrick relied on his heritage. He relied on his culture. He relied on the fact, I'm from the West Coast. That's something that Drake got called out for in that last verse of Not Like Us is, bro, you over here stealing swag from Atlanta. You over here stealing swag, the sauce from here. Where's your swag, Drake? You from Toronto. Why Drake ain't leaning on his Toronto back? I think there's something to what Kendrick did. I like that angle. And I think that him using the West Coast flavor is going to really create a wave for even some of the West Coast artists coming up who maybe are going to get some notoriety from Kendrick putting this type of sound at a global level.
It was a moment.
You see what I'm saying?
It was a moment where the West Coast can feel proud.
Like Problem. Remember Problem from back in the day?
Yeah.
He never really got no mainstream buzz. People like Problem I guarantee you they're going to start getting, maybe not him, but you get my point. Like artists that use that West Coast flow, they going to start getting some shine. I promise you.
I mean, if you look at it,
thank Kendrick for that.
DJ Mustard is the biggest winner out of here. He's not necessarily attached to this beef.
That's true.
But he just produced probably the best beat of the year, apparently. So,
hey,
I respect the top 5. TaylorMade, I'm cool with it.
It's a hot take.
I'm cool with it.
It's a hot take. I really fuck with that.
I personally didn't love 616 in LA.
That one I actually think is a sleeper. That was low key pretty fire too.
I think he's barred up on that one.
Yeah.
And is there another one we're missing?
BBL Drizzy.
Oh, BBL Drizzy.
We forgot to add that to the list of this song.
BBL. That's actually doing well. Actually, did you see Masego drop dissed him? This is weird.
I ain't see it, dog.
Masego dissed him.
I don't want to see it.
Gunna dissed him.
Jesus
what is going on?
Brother.
What did Drake? Did Drake send a accidental email to like
I don't know,
the whole industry?
I don't know. He
Did he like
CC the wrong person?
Like with like damaging words or something? Anyway, I don't know what's going on.
Let's move on though. Matt, before we do, you guys let us know what your top 5 songs are from this rap battle. I mean, I think most people gonna get the same list. I really believe the top 3 is kind of solidified. But hey, you guys let us know in the comments when we put this up on social and YouTube. Let's move on to the next topic. Now that we talked about the top 5 songs from the battle, we talked about takeaways. Let's get into another topic within this, which is, did the battle go too far?
Ooh. Points off turnovers.
There were a lot of allegations being made, really from the start of this. You know, Kendrick, I feel like, was baiting Drake from the beginning once he started opening his mouth saying, yo, I know a lot of stuff about you. Matter of fact, on 616 in I believe it was 616 in LA, where he mentioned, you know, don't tell a lie on me. You know, I won't tell the truth about you.
Euphoria.
That was Euphoria?
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah.
Yeah, and he said that. I feel like there was a lot of people kind of skipped that. Drake, I do believe, took it a bit too far, talking about the family, and that was, Whitney and this, that, and the third. But the point is, this beef got really, really crazy. Serious accusations were made. Pedophilia, abuse, domestic violence. These are heavy topics on itself. So a lot of people feel some type of way about that. But the hip hop purists like Common, Fat Joe, and Boosie are also chiming in saying that they believe the shit went too far. Some are saying it's all rap, guys. Everything's in play.
There's no
rules to this.
Rules in rap. Yeah.
And so with that being said, I think there's a bunch of different ways we can kind of tackle this. But like, what's your thoughts on this? Do you feel like things were said and they went too far in the battle?
I mean, it went. Here's the thing. I am also someone who is okay with, a battle. Pretty much no rules in rap battles. I'm okay with that. But there has to be like evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be like, a justification for saying these things. And really what it was both camps were trying to get dirt on each other. And both camps apparently they both had bad people that they were getting their information from, because I'm hearing that both were telling lies. Like the whole Kendrick baby mama, maybe he's Dave Freeze. They said that's a complete lie.
I heard that too.
Even I think academics even said it. It's a complete lie. The pedophile claims. I don't know of any story of Drake being with someone underaged, but
okay,
at the same time, it's been floating out there. Like people feel that way. I think people just look at Drake and like, this guy's weird or something like that, and they just assume anytime somebody's weird that they're into some stuff like that. But just throwing out pedophile to me, not that it's like terrible that he did that, but I think it's more so like there was no justification. I could just throw out anything at you. You're a trash man. Like, what's the justification? So that, to me, that's what I struggled with this battle. It was like, all right, you guys are saying this stuff, but like, why? You know what I'm saying?
No, real talk.
Where is the hard evidence? So, I mean, that's just me.
I mean, look.
You can say something, but it has to be justifiable.
I got to say this. I've been thinking about this a lot. And I've been going back and forth. I've been waffling on this topic internally. A part of me believes hip-hop is a sport. There's no rules. You should be able to say what you want to say because this is art. It's a battle. Get your shit off. Like, I do believe in that.
Yeah.
But the other part of me believes that calling somebody a pedophile is so crazy that in normal without proof in normal circumstances would be out of bounds, and everybody would condemn someone for making that accusation on somebody without proof. Right? It's like you listen to a lot of these street dudes, and one of the things that they always say is don't ever call anybody a rat unless you truly know they're a rat. Because it's one of the biggest sins. You can't call somebody that. It's serious. Now, that's street talk. I believe that applies to pedophilia. I really do. Now, look. We got to tell the whole story here, though. And while there's no proof, per se, that Drake is a pedophile, I would never call him that. I do think that there have been enough weird instances that Drake has been a part of throughout the course of his career that leads, I don't want to say credence to what the accusations Kendrick makes, but it gives people cause to pause. Right? Whether it's Drake on stage with a 16-year-old and he knew she was 16, but he was still kissing her. Whether it's Drake's, you could dare I say, inappropriate relationship with Millie Bobby Brown
and Ice Spice, I guess.
There's been a bunch of different instances that have made people be like, "Yo, Drake, okay, you might not be a pedophile. We ain't got no proof, but that's kind of weird."
That's
you see what I'm saying?
And that's where I think Yeah.
So those
And
instances
like I said,
doesn't make it doesn't justify Kendrick. I say going too far.
And he may know some stuff we don't.
Possibly.
I don't know, but like in the song is just like accusations without actually explaining.
And I want to be fair too, because the pedophilia, I do think that was the worst thing that somebody could say to somebody. But on the other side, Drake said a bunch of shit.
For sure.
Yo, domestic violence,
which they saying is
like
a lie.
that's
Yeah.
a serious
Yeah, that's a
accusation,
serious
right?
accusation.
If it's a lie, Drake, that don't justify what Drake said. So it's like, do we want to? Here's the thing I want to ask you: Are we nitpicking? Right? Are we nitpicking for even having this conversation?
I think
We're making much to do about nothing.
I think it needs to be said because, like, I think I said this in the other podcast episode. This stuff has been running rampant lately in the media. I mean, whether it's Diddy's situation, whether it's R. Kelly's situation continuously being brought up, like Harvey Weinstein, the dude that Dahmer, not Jeffrey Dahmer, the dude that had the island, Epstein.
Oh, Epstein, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's serious right now. Like, people are really, really, like, almost, dare I say, used to hearing about pedophilia now. So, and this thing about the ways people look at these people, so to throw that claim out there, it's like, damn, that's damaging. And I really wanted to say this also, which we all enjoyed this battle now. But the ramifications for what was said between the two is going to be really bad. Can you imagine now? I cannot see in any way Kendrick Lamar and Drake patching this up. Because if Kendrick is saying you're a pedophile, why would I want to stand next to a pedophile?
Hey, look.
If Kendrick says, I apologize for calling you a pedophile, that doesn't even sound right.
Hey, brother. And
in the same way,
right.
Drake, oh, my bad for saying that you beat your wife. Like, we may have lost an opportunity to see Drake and Kendrick Lamar, or even Drake and Kendrick Lamar's affiliates, working with one another.
That's
I
fair.
think Metro Boomin and Drake can squash the beef. Nothing's crazy happened there. You know, Future and they probably will squash the beefs. Some of these people he's takes shots at, they're gonna squash it. But I don't know if you're gonna squash that Kendrick versus Drake.
Well,
that
look.
was very damaging.
Well, look, at the end of the day, the question we asked to ourselves, and we're gonna ask you guys too, did the beef go too far? One thing we didn't mention in this whole thing that we should have off rip is that people are getting shot.
That's true.
In real life.
Yeah.
That you could genuinely argue is tied to the string of songs and the things that are being said throughout the music, right? So obviously you guys are aware, and I won't go too crazy with this, but like somebody got shot outside of Drake's house. A couple, I think, days or weeks prior to that, somebody was shot outside of The Weeknd's manager, Cash XO, his house in LA. And so throughout this whole Kendrick and Drake back and forth, we've seen the battle between Weeknd and Drake as well.
Yep.
And a lot of people wanted to throw Kendrick's name into that shooting incident at Drake's house, and rightfully so. I don't think he had anything to do with it, right? But he has the biggest name.
Yeah.
But all throughout, like I'm saying, in the background, people are getting shot. So if I ask myself the question, did this beef go too far? Yes, because people are getting shot in real life.
Indirectly.
Indirectly related to
it.
what is being said on these records. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's real, like, some of the stuff that Drake, particularly Drake, I think Kendrick Lamar can just go back to where he was and just, because Kendrick is always quiet. Kendrick is not at strip clubs. Kendrick is not doing, I mean, at least I don't see him there. But it seems like Kendrick lives a very quiet, normal life. Drake does not. Drake is on tours, and Drake is, in the streets. He's outside. Went to Delilah with all of his ice. Like,
Yeah.
Drake lives he lives hot. So
He's living. He's out here living.
He's out here living.
Yeah.
So it's like, the ramifications of some of the things that Drake said, there is going to be. Because it's not necessarily that the artists are crazy enough to do something violent. It's the fans.
True.
It's the affiliates. So when Drake was taking shots at The Weeknd and his affiliates, that's dangerous.
For sure.
With Kendrick, he's just talking about Kendrick's wife, which is still very dangerous.
Hey, bro.
His manager, top dog. He did not mention Schoolboy Q. He did not mention Baby Keem. He did not mention.
He mentioned Baby Keem.
Oh,
indirectly.
He said Keem when he writes his stuff. It's it's only hot with Keem, which is complete nonsense. Complete,
bro. It's
nonsense.
rap, bro. It's rap.
Like,
it's rap. Okay,
but,
we don't nitpick. It's rap, yo.
Complete nonsense.
It's rap.
They said some nonsense. They said some straight nonsense.
Yo.
But anyway, who cares what I was just saying earlier? Now you just threw me off.
Yo, let's move on to the next topic. Hey,
so what was Baby Keem? So Baby Keem was a part of Good
come
Kid,
on.
Mad City. He was probably like 14 at that time.
bro, he probably younger than
Drake
that.
is saying it's only hot when Baby Keem's. What? Why would you say something
You know
nonsense
why,
like
man.
that?
Come on, man.
That is complete nonsense.
Does anybody believe that?
Stop it.
That's the real question.
Stop. What? Like, I don't mind. I think Kendrick said something like, you can't get your swag from Lil Yachty. Cool. Like, all right, I get where you're coming from. Baby Keem, it's only hot when Baby Keem is put his pen to it. Come on.
Who cares?
Stop
You
that.
nitpicking, man. Let's move.
Stop
Let's
that
move on to the
nonsense.
next topic.
That's as bad as J. Cole saying your first one was aight or whatever.
Bro, can we move
Third
on?
one
Can
was
we move on?
garbage. Okay, sorry.
You're going too
Next
crazy
topic.
on this one
Next-
basic ass line, yo.
Next topic.
That line is literally irrelevant.
They said
in
they
the
said
grand
a
scheme
lot
of things.
stupid things. Can we pay homage to the stupid things that were said between both of them?
Oh man, we'll
But
be here all
anyway,
day. I swear to God,
alright.
we'll be here all day. Next topic, Diddy.
Oh, did he do it or
Question:
did he not?
Did he do it? Yeah, this one is. We ain't gonna spend too much time on this, but listen, you guys are all aware. A video just dropped of Diddy assaulting Cassie in 2016. I believe at a Intercontinental Hotel. There has been a lot of speculation about whether Diddy is guilty of all of the accusations that have been made against him from a lot of people at this point. Cassie's one. You got Lil Rod. The list goes on of all the people who've been suing Diddy over the last year or so. And I'll just start by saying, I was disgusted and disturbed by what I saw. I really was. But what was I think the easiest way to kind of tackle this would be, oh man, like Diddy's an asshole, he's a piece of ish, right? Like this, that, and that. Okay, that's simple, right? Everybody's gonna say it. We know Diddy's a dick. We know he's an asshole. We know he's a disgusting
And I don't
degenerate
Okay.
by those actions. But like, I kind of want to take this a different way, right? So, are you one of those people who sit back and watch how people respond to what they've seen? Meaning, a lot of people are being held to the fire. Diddy's associates, people in the industry, they're saying, hey, you guys knew about all of this stuff from all of this. Why didn't y'all speak up? Are you one of those people who look with a side eye at folks who were maybe witnesses back in the day and like, yo, why didn't anybody say something? Or do you understand people shutting up? I guess that's kind of what I'm asking.
Yeah, I definitely understand people shutting up. I mean, I don't think people realize how powerful power is. People hear the word power and they're just like, this person has a lot of power. Understand what that means. Like, Diddy has a lot of power. He has always had a lot of power. And when somebody has that level of power, you can't just come out and say what you always want to say. You can't just do what you want to do to this person. He has a lot of power. I'm hearing Diddy has connects in LAPD. That sounds like a movie. That sounds like Rush Hour. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but what I will say is this. The thing about Diddy situation, and I think one of the reasons people are so unsettled by it, is because you just know that more is coming. I looked at that Cassie video, and the first thing I said to myself was, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the first quarter. Do I have specific information to confirm what I'm saying? I don't. But it just feels that way. You know what I'm saying? It feels like more is coming. It feels like this is going to open the floodgates for some of these other surveillance cameras, footage that was locked away is gonna start coming out, because these days everybody got a phone.
Right.
Everybody got cameras all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like, look at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby's situation started with Hannibal Buress doing a comedic skit,
right,
and saying Cosby was nasty, this, that.
Mm-hmm.
It went viral.
Yep.
And then that's what got more people to come out and tell their stories.
Sure.
So 1 became 2, 2 became 3, 3 became 67 people with all stories from all, some lies, some truth. Cosby went to jail. People forgot Cosby went to jail.
Yeah, he did.
Bill Cosby, America's dad,
Mr. Huxtable,
went to jail.
Dr. Huxtable,
for a few years.
Now I wanna jump in.
So I mean, I was gonna close by saying, you know, I think that's the most unsettling thing about this situation, because you know more is coming, and more people attached to this story is going to come out.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's name keeps getting brought up, and people are saying Jay-Z did worse. I don't know. I'm just hearing that.
Hey, bro.
So like, this can get ugly.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This whole thing just makes me sad. You know, I think throughout all of this stuff, you know, listen, Cat Williams said it best at the start of this year. All lies will be revealed. There's gonna be all these. These were his words, guys. The big dick deviants. I mean, that's what he said. He said, "Yo, they all getting exposed this year," and it's so crazy that like I never thought that I would see Diddy. Not to say I didn't think it was capable, but I never thought I would see all of these things coming out about such a legendary fixture in rap music for the last 30 years, rap and R&B. Again, I'm not copping please at all. I think what he did is absolutely disgusting. And I asked you the question earlier, do you kind of look at people in the way that they've stood next to him over the last couple, you know, over the years and throughout all the allegations and whatnot? Because for me, when I look at the way people are kind of still dancing around the topic, dancing around what they're seeing, it kind of, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of pisses me off. Because I think that like when you see certain things like what happened, Diddy clearly abusing Cassie, I think it's important that we all acknowledge that that's fucked up. I think it's important, like, to us to say it. We all know it's fucked up, but it's important for us to stand on it and not tiptoe around these type of topics. So, I see a lot of talk. You know, people are saying they believed Cassie from the jump. You know, some people saying, "Hey, I didn't, but now I do." Look, it's a fucked up situation, and I think that you're right. More will be revealed, and I think his lawyers are gonna have a hard day trying to spin this.
But you know,
they're going to have a hard... Watch, they're going to come out and say, yo, hey, man, Cassie and Diddy, they used to play fight. They're going to try to come up with some bullshit and piss on us and tell us it's raining type of a spin. But we all know what we've seen.
I mean, that's what lawyers do.
Right, you pay them to do that, right?
Brand new, you know. Lawyers do that. Lawyers will defend the devil for the right price.
That's true.
But what I will say, to kind of piggyback on what you said earlier... At the end of the day, you got to want volunteers. This is a volunteer situation. You know, at the end of the day, Diddy did that to those people. And probably a lot of people are thinking this way, and they're just like, I go home, I'm good. He's not abusing me. We don't have enough heroes, enough volunteers to come out and save somebody that you know is in trouble. It's like going into a burning house.
I'm glad you said that.
How many people are willing to go into a burning house, pull the person out, risk their life for it? You know what I mean? So
I'm so glad you said that, because I honestly I was just gonna say, because like one of my biggest takeaways is that, you know, everyone's focused on Diddy, but to me there's victims, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, which is a very important point, yo, sometimes victims don't know how to come out and say I'm a victim, right? Yeah. There's the power dynamic. There's all the stuff that works against them. They might lose their whole career. They might lose a lot by coming out. But I hope that these are the type of instances that make people who are victims come out and be like, well, they can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to do it in the right way. But at the end of the day, stand up for yourself. You know,
situations like that, they need help.
Yeah.
Everybody needs, in a situation like that, you're fighting a lot of different factors. You need help. And that's where the volunteers come in. But, you know, I just think naturally us as human beings, We're just not natural volunteers. We gotta have some type of reward, tied to helping somebody. And maybe there wasn't rewards tied to it, so there's not many people that are willing to come out. I mean, but there has been. Let's give credit to the people that has been saying things.
Facts.
It's just that the media doesn't necessarily always shine a light on that.
The Jaguar rights.
We never want to believe anything.
Yeah,
we just never want to believe.
Well, hold on, but we just talked about not wanting to believe the Drake rumors.
Yeah. That's true.
It's like
That's true.
we all pick and choose what we want to believe based on who we like.
Exactly.
It's people who hate Diddy that they didn't need to see that video to think, oh, nah, he absolutely did this shit. Yeah. But imagine you being somebody who was in his good graces or you favored Diddy. You're going to be like, nah, I be around this guy. I never seen him do it. You're going to need proof to be able. So it really depends on who you know or who you like, I should say.
Who you like, for sure.
That's human nature, though.
As I said, I think it's human nature. Next topic.
Yeah.
And the last topic. The disconnect between music critics and fans. Wow. So I presented this topic to you because Gunna dropped an album called One of Wun. Very prominent people on Twitter, such as Uchay mentioned that this is one of two, which I'm assuming is a compliment. Is that a compliment?
Of course.
It is one or two. One of Wun is one or two.
100% compliment. One is dope. That's a dope ass album.
LeBron James went on Twitter, was listening to the album and put his whole self on fire, indicating that this album is flames. So forth and so on. People have been praising this album. But do you know who has not been praising this album? Music critics. Your boy Anthony Fantano.
No, that's your boy.
I've seen one video by him. But Anthony Fantano, the same guy that said he absolutely would not rate Vultures 2, or Vultures 1, sorry, gave One of Wun a 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. And other critics I've seen gave the album, low grades, saying that, Gunna could have did better, wasn't good enough. But on one end, I'm seeing people praising it. And why is the critics hating it? This happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there such a disconnect between what your average hip-hop fan likes and what the critics like? What's going on here?
I mean, look, the simple answer is human beings are going to like different things. So, like, we get it. You just because
opinion, we can just shut this down.
That's
my opinion,
right? That's one aspect, but that's not where I want to go with it. Mm-hmm. I think though that this has more to do about the concept of elitism.
Ooh,
now
that's a crazy allegation.
No. I think some elitism is warranted. Now I'll give you some examples. If I'm a sommelier, right?
A Somalian?
No, man. The people who like wine, okay?
Sommelier, okay.
The people who are wine tasters, like they really understand the palates, right? A Somalian. Yo, they really understand all the different palates. Okay. They can drink wine from any blindfolded from different regions of the world, and they know exactly what they're tasting. They can give you a real, you know what I'm saying, credible view on what they're tasting, right?
Yes.
I might trust that person more than your average person who says, "Hey, I drink wine a lot. I like wine. I can tell." My point is, there's people who do this for a living, who work off more points, if you will. They have more that they consider when they're evaluating something versus your casual fan. I think that right there kind of gives a little bit of credit to somebody who does it for a living. So. But I will say this though. I think people who do it for a living can sometimes miss the mark, because I do think when we talking about music, at the end of the day, this is art. Art is subjective. And so there might be some aspects of music that you might be undervaluing, underappreciating. Okay. So going back to this One of Wun album, yo, people are well within their right to not like this album. If you think the shit's trash, go think it's trash. I don't give a damn. However, just using this album as an example, Gunna is a non-traditional rapper. He's not a boom bap guy. He's not going to give you these dope schemes that we heard Kendrick and Drake delivering in these battles. He not gonna give you no crazy wordplay on a consistent basis. However, his ability to flow, use melody is top tier. And some of these music critics might not necessarily put that much stock into that aspect of rap. Mm-hmm. I think that to me is the disconnect between the music critics and the regular fans. Regular fans of music don't care about, oh, damn, I heard this album last year and I gave it an A versus this and I gave this a B. They don't care about all that. They're appreciating the music at face value and they're like, I'm hearing something. This is dope. I like it. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. And so from your standpoint, because I do think you represent the music critic, RGM, we got the logo right here, ratingsgamemusic.com. Y'all check it out.
Go ahead, sorry.
You are in a tough position, my brother. You're in a tough position.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
You're in a tough. You kind of have to,
because I see where you're coming from.
You're in a tough position.
By the way, you guys see my trash Twitter numbers and Instagram and all that, and you're just like, this guy's a nobody. But they've rated me on Feed Spot and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. One of the greatest music writers out right
of this century
in the world.
Of this century?
Yes, I see. I'll show you the list. I'll put the list on there. I'm one of the greatest music writers. I am quoted on quite a bit of stuff for my album reviews and songs.
Yes, you are.
Right?
Yes, you are.
Wikipedias and all that. But
the people don't know that.
Yeah, people don't.
They don't know that.
My Twitter and Instagram's trash. I hate social media.
But look, they also don't know it because you don't talk about it.
All right, that's true. I don't toot my horn enough. But what I will say is this: I think the biggest struggle that people are having, especially music listeners. I'm going to insult the music listener, your average music listener. My biggest issue
Here
with
you go.
your
You about to be an elitist
music listener.
Sorry, nah, go ahead.
My biggest issue with your average music listener now is they do not know how to decipher between a song that is good and a song that is a banger. Now, I'm in the middle with Gunna's album. I think Gunna's album is not as bad as the critics are saying, but I also don't think it's as good as what you mere mortals think.
Well, first off,
you said it's one or two. I was assuming you say it is good.
Yeah, but what did you think of Wanna? Did you ask me that question?
Sorry,
what do I think of Wanna?
Okay, what did you think of
Wanna?
Wanna?
What grade did I give it?
What grade?
It's a B.
It's a B.
Like it ain't no damn A plus.
Okay. So
that's what I'm saying.
You think it's good?
It's a good album.
I'm saying I don't think it's as good as what y'all.
I'm just
think,
saying,
right?
don't think I gave it an A plus or something.
I think
that's all I'm saying.
It's a little above average, right?
Continue. Go ahead.
But to me, Gunna falls in that category of he drops bangers. Like, that's one thing that's undeniable. Mm-hmm. Gunna's albums go in the car. Gunna's album is a vibe. The flows, the melodies, all fantastic. They're bangers. But is it a great song? They're good songs. They're solid bangers. I want to hear it in the club. Mm. But to me, that doesn't classify all the time. Sometimes it does. That doesn't classify as great songs to me all the time. I don't think, in my humble opinion, I don't think Gunna makes great songs. I think he makes great bangers.
See,
and I think that to me is the biggest divide between the two right now. Is I think a lot of times on social media, the reactions that you're getting from your average music fan is they think a song's a banger. But the critics are trying to see which song is the best in terms of musicality, which once again is opinion. I get it.
Right.
However,
I'm gonna tell you this.
I think that's what the disconnect.
I'm gonna tell you this. See, now I have to play the side of the quote unquote fan, right? Mm-hmm. Not the critic.
Yes.
Because we got a debate here. Mm-hmm. See, I think that music critics believe that their word is law because they are critics, right? Think about it.
Yes.
If you do something for a living,
is some snugness to, or
is it? You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree.
There's this arrogance. There's this. Yeah. Oh, like I've had debates with you. And respectfully, we'll be talking about an album, and you be like, nah, man, I rated it, and then I rated this song, and I gave it this, and I'll be like, yo, listen, I respect that, my G. I'm sure everything you wrote was amazing and to the T. But I don't care for right now. There's certain times where it don't even be that deep. It like music is meant to be experienced, and a lot of times, if you have a lot of experience, like I do, as a listener of music and also making music, I don't need to be a quote unquote traditional writer where I'm writing out my thoughts in a review to hear a song and know why I like it.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying?
I see.
So
No,
I don't
agree.
like to disrespect the critic, but the problem is the critics like to disrespect the people.
And that's where it's like
that's the problem.
And I want to make it clear, you know, I'm being kind of like sarcastic with you know me trying to insult the music fan because I do think music fan. It's your opinion. I fully believe that.
Yeah.
But and that's what I think. The thing what you said is just want to reiterate that like, you know, it's. Do you really know what's good for you as a music fan? I think the critic who is breaking something down to a T would probably know more about what is good for you than somebody who's just passively listening to a song and saying that I like it, right? So, but once again, it depends. It really depends. But, you know, I know we got a little more time. I'm going to introduce a topic.
Did you add some time?
Yes, I added some time.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I'm going to introduce a topic to this. The elephant in the room, that's what we do. We're the ill-advised wise guys.
Talk to me.
And I thought it was pretty glaring in the Kendrick versus Drake beef.
You're going to bring it back
White
to that?
people in hip-hop, right? White people in hip-hop. I am actually, once again, in the middle where I think everybody should be able to listen to music. Everybody should be able to have an opinion.
There.
Everybody should be able to have an opinion. It doesn't matter what race you are. Everybody should have an opinion about hip-hop. And, you know, with the Kendrick and Drake beef, I think Vlad had an opinion. Did you see that? Where Vlad had an opinion about the beef and a black lady from Princeton.
I saw the back and forth. I don't know exactly what was said,
so
though.
what happened was Vlad said, you know, he gave an opinion, said something like, I don't like the fact that Kendrick dropped this or something like that. The black lady said, you're white. I don't think you should be able to have an opinion on this. Vlad came back and said, like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm a hip-hop fan. Like, you know, I should be able to have an opinion. You know, it's not about race. And then he said, I'm going to talk to Princeton.
I saw that.
Administrators to get you fired
which
or
was
whatever.
Snitching.
Which is crazy. But is it like, is that the issue here? Is it that the disconnect is really the racial part? Because a lot of these music reviews that you see, whether it is Complex, whether it's what is the other ones? What's the biggest one that everybody
Rolling
talks
Stone?
about?
Well, not Rolling Stone.
Even Rolling Stone does reviews.
Fader.
There's the one that what's the one that J. Cole called out?
Pigeons and Planes.
Pitchfork.
There's Pitchfork.
You know, like a lot of these are white journalists doing it, and to your point, where they may not understand the culture. They may not understand the significance of something being said or a flow being used or a vibe, right? So is the disconnect the race
I'm going to be honest
of these reviewers?
Look, listen, this has been an episode of being very responsible with my voice, okay? I'm not going to say anything reckless here. I do want to be very sensitive because the racial element is part of this, but I got to be honest with you. This is less about race and more about who truly understands culture. Now, music is music, but there is culture within music that is undeniable.
Yes.
So if you don't understand a specific culture, then you might not necessarily appreciate the music that you're hearing that's part of that culture, right? And hip hop is black music. I don't care what anybody says. We understand it's gone global. I'm not sitting here saying, I'm not Dr. Umar with it and saying, yo, if you're white, you can't be one of the greatest. I would never say something ignorant and stupid like that. To me, if you understand the culture that you are partaking in, you can participate. Like I'm not a gatekeeper. Like
Exactly.
I'm never somebody who's gonna say, if you're white, I don't want to hear what you have to say about rap. No, I would rather say you can be white, black, Puerto Rican, Asian, I don't care who you are. If you truly appreciate this culture, you can speak on it.
Me too.
To
I
me,
agree.
that's how I look at it.
I fully agree.
Now,
with
the
you.
problem is we are running into a lot of situations where platforms are being run by people who might not necessarily understand the culture. How many times have we had a complaint about the Grammy committee? Oh, y'all don't know. Y'all don't understand what y'all are listening to. And that's why the public is so much in an uproar about rap albums being nominated, why this album was here, why this album didn't win. They don't understand the culture they're listening to properly give a consensus on a topic. And I think that's the bigger problem. So it's not about necessarily them being white. It's about being able to appreciate the culture enough to really give a proper assessment. That's really what it comes down to.
That. I don't think race, to me, I don't think race is the thing, but I'm seeing a lot of people say that.
But that's lazy.
You know what I'm saying? I
it's
know it's
lazy to just stop there.
I'm seeing a lot of people. I want to reiterate, I personally believe any race can have an opinion on hip hop. It doesn't matter to me, you know, but I'm seeing that. But I guess just to end it like this.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving me my flowers because I'm a part of the culture. I think what we need is we need more people that are a part of the culture writing.
Yes.
I am somebody who is a part of the culture. You may not agree with my top fives. You may not agree with my album reviews, but I know hip hop. I've been listening to hip hop my whole life, and I write from the perspective of somebody who knows the culture. So that's why Ratings Game Music is the best music site on the globe. We need more people who are legit a part of the culture writing and talking about music. And this is why our podcast is fire too.
I agree with that.
So our podcast is fire. We are hip hop heads.
I'm a hip hop baby, yo.
So
when Lupe said, what's that?
A ghost must have hit.
Oh shit.
My son's.
It's crazy. I'll talk through it. It's good. I'll end off by saying this: when Lupe on The Cool said, "Hip hop saved my life," right?
Yeah. Hip
hop just saved my life.
I'm not dancing to what you said,
brother. I felt him on that, and I feel this too.
But yeah.
Matter of fact, how do I do karaoke to this song? Hip hop just saved my life.
Can you imagine if Kendrick freestyle to that?
That would be sick. But no, you get what my point is, bro. We both of the culture. This has been a hell of a commercial for RatingsGameMusic.com. You guys see the logo. Go to the website. Check out the reviews from this guy and some of the other writers on the platform who actually respect the culture.
Bar.
They respect it. Respect.
Put respect on the culture.
With that, we reached the end of the episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said at the start of this, y'all make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, share this with a friend. And after you've checked out this episode, y'all make sure to tap into the episode we did before featuring Imani from the Joe Budden podcast. I thought it was a fire episode that is a must watch, I believe. Now, as always, if you're giving advice, just make sure that thing is ill.
Yes, sir.